The Laws of Ascension, Chapter 52, Truths. What debts? Leora asks, repeating her question again after no one answers. Lorik told us that your parents bought a healing potion for him after he broke his leg. They went into debt from buying that. Since that took place just before they passed, there was still a lot remaining to be paid back. Cyrilda replies, I remember that, but that shouldn't have been enough to go into debt. It was just a low potion. Leora says, low potions aren't capable of healing broken bones. You'd need at least a mid, maybe even a high potion depending on the severity. Cyrilda replies, causing her to slowly nod. After that, he kept working there to save up for your institute. He planned to quit after saving a good bit. But you apparently left before he had enough. She adds, causing her to laugh. Well, it turned out to be pointless. Dave's paying for my tuition, dorm, and the like, so what excuse did he give for still working in the black market? Leora replies, causing Cyrilda to smirk. I'm sure he'll be pissed for this. She says under her breath. Leora, Dave doesn't exist, Cyrilda adds, causing Leora to look at her in confusion. Of course he does. How else am I getting the money needed to pay my tuition? Leora asks, already dreading her response. Lorik's been covering it. He had someone from the black market keep an eye on you. It's some kind of reconnaissance. I didn't ask for many details on this, but he's been sending you this money saying he's an old friend of your father's. Cyrilda explains. Leora remains silent for a few seconds before taking a deep breath. How can I trust you? Do you have any proof that Dave doesn't exist? She asks Cyrilda. Have you ever met Dave? She asks back. No, he's a soldier. With the war going on, he can't leave his post to meet me. I've been too busy with life to go meet him. Leora replies, causing her to sigh. The war is in a lull currently. Plenty of soldiers are taking temporary leaves of absence from the front lines. Of course, they can't all do so, but had this Dave requested time off to see someone, he would have been able. Cyrilda says, causing Leora to go silent again. Besides, as a, albeit retired field marshal, I still have connections. I can easily ask about him if I know his unit number. Better yet, if he has a last name, I can find him quicker. Cyrilda adds. He never told me about either of those, Leora replies quietly. So what excuse did he use to still be working in the black market? I'm sure if he wanted, he could have quit by now. From how much he earned before, I doubt he's lacking the gold. Leora asks, moving on after another silent moment. It's to pay for both your and his enrollment, but from what he told us, he's indebted to someone in the black market. After you ran away from home, he asked them to find someone to keep an eye on you. In return, he started having to work for him. Cyrilda replies, causing Leora to scoff. You mean when those men kidnapped me and brought me back to the house? She asks angrily. Those 3 men wanted to sell you as a slave. Lorik saved you from them before bringing you home. He went to Torvin after that. Vera says sternly, Sure, and what happened to the 3 men? You think my brother could have saved me from them when he was 10? Leora asks while glaring at Vera. He killed them, Vera says, stunning her. Leora looks at her in disbelief. He has a soul ability that creates a sword. He used that to kill them. Vera tells her as she just stares at her in shock. Are you serious? She asks, causing Vera to nod. Here, Leora, I know this is a lot to take in. So take this. If you show this to the knights at the gate, they'll lead you to this room. Come back once you've sorted your thoughts. Also, let me see your bracelet. Cyrilda says while handing Leora a small metal badge. It's painted gold and has a carving of a crown on it. Leora reaches her arm out and her communications bracelet lights up. Vera, Rowan, Sarah, and Cyrilda are added as contacts for her. Message us if you have any additional questions. I might be busy with work, so you should ask the others first. Cyrilda says before Leora nods. She gets up and leaves quietly. That went better than I thought, Rowan says, causing Sarah to scoff. How so? She asks. If she was like Lorik, she'd have refused to believe us. He says, causing her to sigh. Suddenly, Vera's bracelet vibrates and lights up. She checks it and sees a message from Leora. She's asking about Lorik and about how he was at the academy. What's it say? Cyrilda asks as Vera starts typing. Leora's asking about how Lorik was at the academy, Vera replies. Hey, their names are similar, Rowan says, causing Cyrilda to start laughing. Where'd that come from? Sarah asks him. I just realized it, Rowan replies before he gets a message. It's from Leora asking about Lorik. She asks the same thing she did Vera. Sarah gets one a few moments later, asking the same thing. Cyrilda gets one next, asking about her relationship with Lorik and how he is. Go on back to the academy, you three. I'll contact you when Lorik wakes up or if anything changes with Leora. Cyrilda says before the three get up and leave. They spend the rest of the day messaging Leora. They tell her pretty similar things, except for Vera. She tells her how she went into the black market. She tells her what she saw and what Lorik told her about it being good for the kingdom. Another 2 days pass before Cyrilda calls them back to the castle. When they get there, Leora and Cyrilda are already sitting. Leora stands as they enter. Thank you for answering my questions. And sorry for how I was acting before. My brother is just a sensitive topic for me. She says as they sit down. It's fine. I understand why you were like that, Sarah replies before she sits back down. So why did you call us today? Rowan asks. Is Lorik awake? Vera asks. No, not yet. Leora just wanted to meet in person to talk. Cyrilda replies. Right, I thought Lorik was awake and would be here, but I didn't think he was still out. Leora says. Why didn't you ask about him? Vera asks. Well, I said some not so good things the last time we spoke, so it just felt weird to do so. Leora replies before someone knocks on the door. A knight walks in before saluting Cyrilda. Apologies to interrupt, but Lorik has gone missing. The maid attending to him said he woke up but asked to use the restroom. After being in there for a few minutes, she called out but got no response. So she entered to check on him, but he was gone. He says before Cyrilda sighs, have the knights search the perimeter and tell those at the exits that if he's seen, do not let him leave. Cyrilda says before standing up. The knight salutes again before leaving. Vera, do you remember where the black market is? Cyrilda asks her. Huh? Yes, do you think he's there? Vera asks surprised. That's likely where he's going. Could you go check the entrance for him? If you're able to, enter it and look for him as well, please. Contact me when you find him and I'll come teleport him back. Cyrilda says. I'm coming too, Sarah says before Cyrilda places a hand on her shoulder. No, you're not. As the princess, you can't enter the black market without an escort. Cyrilda says sternly. You can't either, Rowan. I'll go with her then, Leora says while standing up. All right, then get going, you two, Cyrilda says before they leave. So where do we go? Leora asks nervously. We need masks. Lorik had a few spares back at his place. Vera says, causing her to sigh. It's been years since I went back. How's the place holding up? Leora asks, causing Vera to stop. It's, unique. She replies, causing Leora to laugh. They walk back to Lorik and Leora's house. They don't run, because it would draw too much attention. Vera keeps glancing at her bracelet, hoping to get a notification from someone about Lorik. Once they get to the house, Leora smiles sadly. Mom used to have a beautiful garden here, she says while they walk through the gate. Lorik said he thought about turning it into a garden for alchemy, Vera says while walking to the door. Why, for alchemy? Leora asks. I guess the others and I must have not mentioned it. But your brother's taken an interest in alchemy. He even has an alchemy set, and I've seen him brew a few potions. Vera replies before trying the door. As she grabs the doorknob, it dawns on her that she doesn't have the key. But fortunately, it's unlocked. I swore Lorik locked it last time we were here. She mutters to herself before they enter. All of Mom's plants are missing, Leora says upon looking around. Did your mom decorate with plants? Vera asks her. Yeah, she'd grow and sell these cute houseplants. She was always proud of it, always telling us she had a thumb so green it practically glowed. Leora replies before they enter the kitchen. She looks around at the changes as Vera looks for signs of Lorik. He's not here, Vera says with a sigh. What about upstairs? Leora asks. We can check, Vera says. She's curious about what the upstairs will look like. The two walk up the stairs. The stairs lead to a small L-shaped hallway. Down the long way are 2 doors. Toward the smaller one is a single door. The stairs lead right to the corner of the two. This was our parents' bedroom, Leora says while walking down the smaller hallway. She opens the door and the two enter. Inside is a large bed with a shelf above it. The shelves are full of books and trinkets. There's a nightstand on each side of the bed. On one is a glass bottle of red pills, and on the other is a book. There's a painting of a man and a woman across from the bed. It's faded and you can't make out many details. The woman has long brown hair and the man has short black hair. The woman looks a bit taller than the man. In each corner of the room are potted plants. They've grown out a bit, vines pouring over the rim of the pot. Each vine is full of pink and white flowers. The entire room is immaculately cleaned, without a trace of dirt or dust. What kind of plants are these? They're beautiful, Vera asks while walking over to a plant. Leora had walked over to the bed beforehand. They're flower vines. They were our mother's favorite. Without fail, on any holiday or birthday, she'd string them up around the house. I'm surprised to see they're still growing. Lorik never had a green thumb like our mother. Leora replies before walking over to one of the plants. Anyway, we should go. Lorik's not here, she says after a moment. The two leave the bedroom and walk down the hall.